Today I want to talk to you about the Sennheiser MKE600, but also have the Deity D4 Mini, which is a good mic. A link to the review on that one is in the description. And I also have the Behringer XM8500, which is a very good budget all-round option. So why did I buy the Sennheiser? Is this MKE600 best value for money? Let's talk about it. If you're new here, I'm Sebastian and welcome to the channel. Links to all the products I mention are in the description if you want to check them out after the video. We all know that having good audio for our videos is very important. Audio can make or break a video, no matter how good the visuals are. And maybe you're like me, I'm particularly sensitive to sound. Bad audio can definitely make me stop watching something after a few seconds. This sensitivity always makes me try to get the best audio I can for my own videos, within my budget of course. This is where the Sennheiser MKE600 supercardioid condenser mic caught my attention. I've been using it on some professional shoots and here in my studio as an overhead mic, and I am very happy with it. I'll compare this microphone to the much lower priced Deity D4 Mini and the Behringer XM8500, which seems kind of unfair, but it shows the difference between a more expensive microphone and cheaper ones. And that helps us with the question, do you actually need to spend that extra money on the Sennheiser MKE600? The build quality of the MKE600 is excellent. It is metal, as most of these types of microphones are, but this one feels particularly solid. I think this microphone can take a bit of a beating. Bear in mind though that this kind of microphone is not weather resistant. It is fairly long, 25.6 centimeters, and has a sturdy grille on the front and a very snug fit XLR out on the back. It has two buttons, one for turning the microphone on or off and one for turning on the low cut filter or high pass filter, different name for the same thing. Speaking of power, this MKE600 can work on a single AA battery or on 48 volts phantom power. The power switch is there for when you're using it with a AA battery. If you're using the mic with phantom power, the on-off switch doesn't do anything. It also comes with an XLR to TRS cable that you can use to plug it straight into your camera. It comes with a shock mount and a foam pop filter. I also bought the optional wind protector or dead cat. I recommend getting this if you're going to use the microphone outside. The shock mount works quite well and has a low profile, which I like. And I like that they've made this little hook that keeps the cable from swinging around. It has a 1/4 inch thread and a cold shoe mount on the bottom. Build quality wise, this shock mount could have been a bit better. The cold shoe mount is very plasticky and tends to twist when you tighten it. I did solve that though by taking it apart and retightening the screw with a little bit of Loctite on the screw's thread. Let's listen to how this MKE600 compares against two other microphones, here in the studio environment and all at roughly the same distance from my mouth, and they're all running into my Zoom H5 audio recorder. The first one I'm comparing it to is the Deity D4 Mini. This also is a shotgun condenser mic and obviously a microphone in a different price range and really meant as an on-camera vlogging style run and gun microphone. It is a fantastic little microphone that's very small and light, has great audio quality, has an extra input and comes with a reasonably good wind protector. It comes in at €55. I use this little mic when I need a very compact setup for something like vlogging style videos or on a multi-camera shoot where I put it on my second or third camera. It is a great sounding microphone that doesn't have much self-noise considering the price. So you're now listening to the Sennheiser mic with the dead cat on top of my camera, on top of my G9. So the Sennheiser MKE600 is obviously not really an on-camera vlogging mic. but I wanted to let you hear the difference between a microphone like the MKE600 and the Deity D4 Mini, which I also made a review on, linked up here. The Deity is of course my choice when I want to make a video like this, so vlogging style video, because it's really nice and small, but really good value for money, because it sounds pretty good. Now it's pretty windy, and you're now listening to the Sennheiser MKE600 with the deck cat on, and see what that sounds like in this in these windy conditions. And you're now listening to the Deity D4 Mini, also with the DAC cat on. You can hear what the difference is between these two microphones and the difference between the two DAC cats. The second one is a Behringer XM8500 dynamic microphone. It is even cheaper than the Deity D4 Mini at 17 euros. But it is a very different type of microphone. It is less versatile and it has a cardioid pickup pattern. It picks up a bit more from the sides than the other two microphones. This mic is intended more for use in podcasts or vocals in music, and a very good budget option for studio use cases like this. I've used it for many of my YouTube videos. It really is an all-round, all-purpose budget mic, just not very suitable for on top of your camera because it's big and heavy. It sounds a bit more flat than the other two mics and has more self noise. This means that it needs some work in post, but that's quite easy to do. And I mean, for 17 euros, it's well worth it for what you get. I think the Sennheiser MKE600 has more clarity than the other two, has very little self noise and has a full sound. It also has the most directional pickup pattern of the three. But all of that comes at a price, 259 euros, and that doesn't include a DAC cat. When I search out what gear to buy, I look for a couple of things. I look for something that will last me for years to come, so a high quality product that also gives me the highest value I can get for the price I pay. But one of the other things I look for when I'm looking for new gear is versatility. One thing I found with filmmaking is that the ways in which I use my gear, my cameras, audio recorder, microphones, lights and so on, change from situation to situation. This Sennheiser MKE600 offers me that versatility. I can use it on top of my camera or rig and plug it straight into my camera, because it can be powered by a battery, but I can also use it with my Zoom H5, an XLR cable and phantom power to get an even lower noise floor and better audio. The optional wind protector does a really good job at cutting out wind noise, and the microphone just sounds great. In my opinion, it's well worth the price. I think this microphone gets you professional level audio for a very reasonable price. So why would you spend the extra money on a microphone like the MKE600? Well, you can get the cheaper microphones, do some work in post, and get acceptable or even very good results. However, the principle here is that if the source audio is better, the results will also always be better. I think if you're looking for a higher level of audio quality for more professional shoots, like interviews, weddings, where you have the microphone on a rig, or if you're making videos in a studio with a microphone boomed overhead, this is definitely worth the investment. The Deity D4 Mini and the Behringer XM8500 are still very good microphones for a very low price, but serve a different purpose, and you'll have to do some more work in post to make the audio how you want it to sound. I would definitely recommend all three of these microphones, but for different reasons. It all depends on what you need. For the use cases I mentioned, I would say the Sennheiser MKE600 is definitely the best value for money for a microphone like this. But if I was on a tight budget, and this was only a hobby for me, I would be very happy with the Behringer for indoors and the Deity for on the go on top of my camera. As always, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments and let me know what's more important to you, the audio or the visuals. I hope this video was helpful. If so, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and maybe hit that notification bell, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. And it has a cardioid pickup button. It picks up a bit. It is even cheaper than that.